Chapter 15, Always Still Us, the Unbreakable Bond. So in this chapter, you might be reading it and saying, you guys are just toxic and this is not a healthy relationship. And that word is thrown around in society a lot now. You're right, at times we were toxic, and toxic really just means imbalance because everything is on a spectrum or a continuum. And when you're on one end or the other, good or bad, then it's not balanced and it can become toxic to you as a person and in a relationship. And because we've been in and out of each other's lives and this bond between us was established when we were young, there were times where we were selfish. There were times where we were immature, where ego got in the way. And once you become balanced as a person, and that's why inner healing and working on yourself is so important, all of your relationships become balanced as well.
Yeah. It's funny being a biochem science nerd of sorts. You think about how bonds are formed and the age-old saying, opposites attract, yet you look for somebody that has so much in common, can create the imbalance that leads to toxicity. And there were times where, and I mean, even now, quite honestly, I mean, we're not perfect, but times where we were exactly the same and we were the same type of person and we both were career driven and, obviously looking to better ourselves. And it's true, if you aren't running at the same pace, you're bound to be imbalanced and again, arise toxicity. I think for us, especially when it comes down to the nucleus of who we are, the core of who we are, we always knew who we were, and that's initially what attracted us to each other, physically, but also mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And over time, as certain areas of our lives changed, we always knew who we were at the core, and that's where Always Still Us comes from. You'll never be able to break the nucleus, and that's what this means.